Welcome to another episode of the Immigration Diaries. Thank you for tuning in and thank you for supporting this channel. Today's episode will be a personal share of my first 5 months in Canada. What I will basically describe is my thoughts, my reactions, and provide suggestions on how to better be prepared for similar circumstances. I can remember boarding the plane on my way to Canada, thinking to myself, is this really happening? Because I was in shock and awe the whole time. I don't think I allowed myself to sink in fully. I felt I was on cloud nine, but I would try to remain fully alert and even though I was extremely nervous, I found it very difficult to relax and enjoy myself. This is naturally to be expected, especially if you have not lived in a foreign country for an extended period of time or traveled frequently. Bearing this in mind, it is important to note that feeling of homesickness and unfamiliarity with your new surroundings in the country you're migrating to will quickly sneak up on you or overwhelm you. Therefore, having a strong probability of heightening any prior anxiety or depressive symptoms. It is therefore crucial to ensure that you have a good support system in place. And what that means is support from your family or friends, family and friends, rather than just family alone, because you don't want to be dependent on your family completely and put that dependence on them all the time. So in continuing to explain my experience, when I arrived in winter. And I loved the look of the snow, I loved the weather, I loved everything that Canada had to offer. I started Centennial College on the winter of January 2017. And I would have to, also I came with a plan to work part-time during when I had summer off from studies to assist with paying for school and living expenses. Additionally, I only paid for my first year of my tuition and my first semester on campus to live on campus. That meant I was dependent on getting a job. Most international students are dependent on having a job while going to school at the same time. And when I came, I thought, okay, I'll have summer off, but I was surprised to find out that that was not going to be the case. I did not have summer off, and I was going to have to figure out some other way to raise funds. So I was able to get out of that pickle, and even when I had that, realized that was going on, I was, so just to backtrack a little bit, I wanted to go into a bit more detail about what it was like when I came and the support I got. And so I mentioned that you have to have the support of family and friends. You're probably wondering if I had that support. I did. I was very fortunate to have an awesome girlfriend, a friend and family that came up later on in Canada. I was also fortunate enough to reunite with another church family member. So this is why I'm saying to you that it is very important to have that support system, because if I didn't, I don't know where I would be at this point. I don't even know if I would be doing this video with you today. So I thank God for that. Additionally, I wanted to say that when I arrived in Canada in December of 2016, my girlfriend I stayed with her for about a month, and she was able to help me to experience Canada a bit before I started school the following year of January 2017 at Centennial College. She took me to movies. We went to Windsor and had a little spa time, We also enjoyed Christmas, and we bonded with her family, and it felt like my family was there too. And I'll be forever grateful to her for that. So it's very important for you to be prepared to have that support system for you, because my experience was that even though I had that support system, the feeling of homesickness, the feeling of anxiety or depression, it hit me hard. And I'm being vulnerable because I want other persons who are in a vulnerable state, trying to do the similar experience of migrating, to understand that it's normal, to understand that they don't have to feel weird or something is wrong with them if they need to reach out for the help they need. So this is why I'm doing this. I'm being vulnerable so I can help others. So I began my centennial year, January 2017 at Centennial College, and I began classes. And remember, I said I paid only 1 year worth of college tuition. So I started classes, and my professors were saying, okay, you have to do this, that, and the other. It was like a long list of tasks. And then they also made me aware that I would not have the summer off. What that means is when you start the winter program at Centennial College, I'm not sure if this applies across all Centennial programs, but if you start in the winter semester, you don't have summer off, meaning you're at school during the summer as well doing your courses. So it's a continuous program, winter, summer, fall, winter, and then that is the end of your program, no break. The only break we had was for reading week, which was 1 or 2 weeks. And if you're coming to Canada hoping to work, hoping to kind of support your living expenses through part-time work, if I didn't have another Hail Mary come through for me, I wouldn't be standing talking to you right now either. I was able to get a windfall, which helped me to fill that 1 year, pay for my second year tuition, because I wouldn't have been able to work that amount of funds to support my second year study at Centennial. So what that would have meant is that I would have probably been forced to take a loan, but I thank God that I wasn't forced to do that. So I went into a state of panic. I'll share you a clip right now of what that panic looked like, because I really freaked out. I was like, Sewa? And then that is Jamaican speak for what? For like, shut the front door. Because I was like freaking out, like when they tell me I have a long list of things to do and then I don't have the summer off, I'm like, what the hell I'm going to do? So I'll just share you an imagery right now of what that would look like. So just to continue, after you're seeing me freak out, I hope that was able to convey to you how freaked out I was. But if not, if you ever know like the Roadrunner and the Coyote, and you're picturing that cartoon and the Roadrunner is setting a trap of bricks to drop on the Roadrunner, instead it falls on him himself and crushes him completely, that's how I felt. But I survived. And I survived through the support of family and friends again, who motivated me, who said to me, continue, don't give up. I remember my mom saying to me, Angel, just continue. You just have 15 months to go. And then when I reached February, she's like, okay, great. You only have 14 months to go. So I had that support edging me on, cheering me on, and it really helped. So I'm sharing this with you all in the hope that it will inspire Persons like myself who might get discouraged thinking to themselves heavily whether they've made the right decision migrating or if they planned enough. Sometimes I still even ask myself that question. But it's normal. Again, it's very normal because we like to be in control, and when things are not seemingly showing you that it's going to work out, you begin to doubt. But don't doubt. Don't give up. Don't give in. Keep pushing. Because it's when we stop pushing, just one last push, and you would reach that success. But we don't know that because we can't see it. So that is why you have to pray as well, and hopefully get that motivation from family and friends as well to continue. But don't give up. It's never good to give up because nothing that is worth having doesn't come easy. It requires hard work. So at the end of airing what happened was after I broke down, going through the list of courses or tasks that my professors mentioned I had to do, what ended up happening is I needed an outlet. I needed somebody to listen to me. So I went to my closest source. I went to the International Office Advisor at Centennial College, and I poured out my heart to her. The lady must have been sitting there thinking, what the hell is going on with this girl? But at the same time, I broke down completely. I went to tears. I was open and honest with her. I didn't know. I told her that I don't know how I'm going to do this. The professors are asking me to do 20 things for 7 courses. You do the math. We only get 24 hours in a day, and I just couldn't see how I was going to get it done in 24 hours. So, and I was at a point in my life when I was already stressed out. My body already felt really worn. But I was really glad I spoke with her because she listened. And sometimes you just need someone to listen to you. And after listening to her, she gave me a book with other courses. And I was really considering switching programs, but I didn't. I went back to my dorm that day with a book, and I decided, no, I'm not going to quit. I'm going to do my program. I'm going to finish it. And I did. It's also good to reflect, and that's another takeaway from that. So what happened is I also paired myself with like-minded students who encouraged me, and I encouraged them likewise. And I sought much needed assistance, which I got from the Centennial Tutoring Program, to help me with completing the academic requirements of my 7 courses. And that truly helped. And I, in turn, became a tutor. And that shows how I was, appreciative of what the support I got from the program, and I was really glad and very willing to give back to others. Lastly, I just would like to say that the recommendations I can provide you with is to be prepared for circumstances like these, is to, if the break schedule doesn't appear on your school's website and you're planning on working while going to school full-time or when you're on break, call the international office or student office prior to coming to Canada. Get all the information on that, because at Centennial, for summer programs or fall programs, you can get the summer off, but for winter programs, it is a continuous learning process. There are breaks, but they're only breaks for 1 or 2 weeks during each semester for reading week, and there isn't like a 3-month break away from school, which is the summer period. So it's very good to get all the details you can, and find out how much hours you're allowed to work before you come here, and then you're forced to take a loan that you're not prepared to take. Last, and to close, if you're feeling overwhelmed and thinking, what the hell did I just do? Don't freak out. And if you do, instead of giving up, I recommend that you go to someone you're familiar with, you're comfortable with, like a family member. If you don't have one, you can consider a pastor or a friend, or go to the school's counseling services. At Centennial College, they had a counseling service available to support you free of cost. So what I'm basically saying, never allow the stigma that exists about mental health to ever stop you from getting the help you need. It's very important to take care of your physical health, but we often forget to take care of our mental health also. Thank you for tuning in to today's episode, and I hope you trust that you found it very informative and rewarding.